How did 25 years happen?
You're not in Guatemala now, Dr. Ropata.
Oi! You eat on the dunny?
What?
Where I come from, it's rudison on the table.
When someone comes around, there's a
Yeah,
manuhiritanga,
Yeah.
pōwhiritanga, manakitanga, all those kind of practices come through naturally.
E ngā mātāwa ka huri I te motu rarau mai rā. Tonight on Native Affairs we celebrate milestones from the set of Shortland Street to the girl who inspired her famous mum. But we also feel the sadness of loss, from an empty marae to a claim of false imprisonment. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Morini Kaipara and these are your stories on Native Affairs. For 25 years, New Zealanders have tuned into Shortland Street with its thick Kiwi accents, drama, love triangles and cliffhangers. Native Affairs was on the set to help celebrate Shorty's birthday. We joined past and present actors who've made their mark on the show.
Kia ora. My name is Blair Strang and I played Rangi Hiramaya from about 1995 to 2001.
Ellen, do you know what's up with Grace?
Oh, I wish I did. Jan says she's coming in today, which is great news.
Oi! You eat on the dunny?
What?
Where I come from, it's rudison on the table. Rangi.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rangi.
She doesn't know that.
I do so, Sam. I didn't know what I was thinking.
Hey, don't mind me. Sit where you like.
I will do just that.
How did 25 years happen?
So you started Shortland Street after Dr. Ropata, Timuera Morrison and Nurse Manu, Nancy Brunning.
Yes.
Were those hard shoes to fill?
There were big shoes to fill with Timuera and Nancy, who had established just wonderful roles and I reckon just set the stage.
You're not in Guatemala now, Dr. Ropata.
Did Rangi help you connect with your Māori culture?
I've never felt that I've been disconnected from my culture because I frequently went back there. I was tangies, the works.
So you had the most interesting storyline. You unknowingly slept with your sister.
And they said, we've got this wonderful storyline for you. You're going to meet this ambulance officer, her name's Donna. You're going to have a very intimate relationship, and then we fell in love. And they said at the end of it, we're going to find out your brother and sister. But I can assure you, going back home to my marae and to my family, it made for an interesting conversation around the dinner table, eh?
Shannon was the name of the character that I played, and I was working on Shorty Street from about 2001 to 2006. I was 16 when I started.
Man, I'm koretake. Can't even look after my own baby.
You're still learning. Look, I can show you how to give him paracetamol, and the next time you can do it yourself.
I think I was here at a really fortunate time. In the time of Shortland Street, we had some amazing things happening, like the Māori family. The use of quite a bit of use of reo happening in the show.
So when you got pregnant with your daughter Mia, your pregnancy was written into the show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you had your daughter.
That's right.
On Shortland Street.
Yeah. So I came down to the producer's office and said, "So I'm pregnant. So what should we do about this?" And that storyline developed. And yeah, I had my daughter here with me on set, which was really interesting. First 9 months of her life as well.
Oh, hang on!
Ko Tahe Simpson tōku ingoa, ko Ngāti Awa, ko Ngāti Wharau, oku iwi. My character name was Dr. Cassie Moore, and she was on screen, I think, for the year of 2000.
No, there's nothing wrong with your baby. Nothing, okay? Well, then what? It's you, Angela.
There were a number of Māori characters that came on screen, and they were really Māori. You know, they spoke Māori and had Māori kind of daily experiences. But with my character, she was Māori because I'm Māori, but she didn't really have any Māori storylines.
So did you want your character Cassie to have Māori storylines?
I think had her character gone on for any longer, it would have been appropriate, I think, for her to go more into her taha Māori.
My name is Ben Mitchell. I play Dr. TK Samuels. I've been playing him for over a decade.
Oh, wow.
Can you hear it in my voice?
And I haven't been around for that long, only a couple of years, but my name's Jared Dawdy, and I play Mohana.
So you're both currently on Shortland Street. There's many Māori actors that have gone before you. Do you feel like you're holding the fort?
Well, true though, Tim Morrison, he kind of pioneered, and Jackie Manu, they pioneered those archetypes.
Hey, doctor, we'll give you something soon.
Renal colic, I'd say. I'm pethidine 100 milligrams and organise an IVP as soon as possible.
Oh. And I've picked up the mantle that was taken by Rawiri, you know, the patriarch of the family that's down on his luck dad.
You both proud of yourselves? And now you got your brother lying to the cops.
You know, being Māori, there's a sense of kind of support, tautoko. When someone comes around, there's a manuhiritanga, pōwhiritanga, manaakitanga, all those kind of practices come through naturally.
Yeah.
So,
we do kind of gravitate to each other.
I don't think we could hold the fort. I think the decision's made for us, really. It's good fun, though.
Here's to another 25 years. Now, you don't want to miss the next two stories, a miscarriage of justice and a heartbreaking plea for people to return to their marae. E te iwi kia mautonu mai. Hoki mai anō ki Native Affairs. 25 years ago, Kevin Henry was imprisoned for killing a woman in Rockhampton, Queensland. Kevin and his family have always maintained his innocence. A private investigation has re-examined the evidence and found holes in the case.
Rockhampton police have launched a murder investigation after a woman's naked body was found in the Fitzroy River.
But although she had been missing, there had been no report that we could find about her disappearance.
In September 1991, the body of a 36-year-old Aboriginal woman was found on the banks of the Fitzroy River in Rockhampton. For cultural reasons, she's known only as Linda.
Police last night arrested and charged a 22-year-old Rockhampton man.
Kevin Henry, a then 21-year-old Gurengureng man from Warrabinda, was charged with her rape and murder.
I got a phone call saying, turn the news on and go and get the papers, there's murder being, Kevin was being charged with murder down at Tanumba. I said, what? And my reaction, I said, no, this boy is innocent. He would never ever do this. I said, nah, he was set up. I knew that he was set up from the beginning. He had a very spiral personality, very gentle and very humble and very, very, very respectable. To see him walking head down, it really broke my heart. And I said, you know, we've got to do something. You know, there's something got to be done.
The family turned to activist Yasmin Johnson, who took on the role of Kevin's legal advocate.
The system let the family down. It's very sad, this case, because they're out at Warrabinda, they don't have access to coming into town, they don't have the support to talk to lawyers. You know, they're stuck out in the remote community, nearly 3 hours away.
For nearly 2 decades, Yasmin has campaigned for Kevin's release. What started as a whisper has now grown to a roar. The public outcry was ignited largely by journalist Amy McGuire and lawyer Martin Hodgson, who last year began to re-examine the case of Kevin Henry. Together, they've retraced and re-evaluated the evidence to piece together what happened to Linda on that fateful day 26 years ago.
Linda, who suffered from schizophrenia, was originally from South Australia. But for unknown reasons, in August of 1991, she found herself here at what was then Tanuba House, a rehabilitation centre for Indigenous people.
It was here, on her last day alive, that Linda was brutally assaulted by a group of women.
And it went on for about an hour and it stopped and started, and it was a really, really horrendous assault around this area, witnessed by about 35 people at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kevin had no role in that assault at all. It was only the 3 women.
Linda was left here, and that's where police say Kevin found her.
So there was no witnesses to this, but police alleged that Kevin dragged her from where she would have been over here into the grass where the motive was to rape her, and then somehow after that put her in the river. And that just really doesn't make sense at all, because Kevin, for one, Kevin was a very small person. No one saw him. He had no blood on his clothes, no mud on his clothes. And any fisherman or anyone who knows this river would tell you, as soon as you get in those banks, you are just waist deep in mud. There's crocodiles, it's crocodile infested. No Murray would go there in the middle of the night.
With no supporting DNA or forensic evidence, the prosecution case relied heavily on a so-called confession from Kevin, a portion of which was thrown out at trial after the judge ruled it involuntary. Before, during and after Kevin's trial, it's alleged police received a number of tip-offs that were never followed up.
This place alone is a redneck town. Rockhampton is, and you know, they always say there's 2 sets of law, and one for the black, one for the white.
It was good that the Bulletin actually posted some of the information about what the family sent up.
Linda's family too believe police got it wrong, saying in a statement, "Our family have always felt that Kevin Henry was innocent. We know this because our family have experienced how the justice system treats Aboriginal people." Kevin Henry was 22 when he went to prison. This month marked his 47th birthday. All avenues for appeal have already been exhausted, but supporters are calling for Kevin's immediate release on parole with a full pardon.
He's been up for parole a number of times, but each of those applications has been rejected for different reasons.
The system robbed his life. They took away everything from him. They took his innocence. This poor little fella, I've gone to jail not knowing that he can have a baby, he's married. He's got nothing. They robbed him.
In a statement, the Queensland Police Service say the investigation has been finalised and there are no plans to reopen the case. The decision to grant an official pardon lies with Queensland's Attorney-General and Governor.
The evidence, like I said before, the evidence is there to prove his innocence, whereas there was no evidence, direct evidence there to convict him. It's all there. Release him now, today.
We're not going to go away because you're not going to shut us up. We'll keep fighting and fighting until we get justice for Kevin.
That story from NITV. We'll let you know if there are any further developments in the Kevin Henry investigation. Now to a heartbreaking story of loss. Akomatsua is pleading for his people to return home to help him continue the traditions of their marae.
He pīhi raru kai roto I te reo Māori, kai te katoa tēnei rā. Ko taka mai hea Ngāti whare, kai te pērā. Ko iti haere te reo, ko kore te reo.
Koinei a kohiti, e whitu te kaumārua tau tōna pakeke. Koia te kai kōrero mōrehu anake o ngā marae e toru o Ngāti whare.
E pīhi mahi rā, pe taku mōhio te kuia nei, te whakaoro pēnei ia. Tuatu e mai a māu, koe ake. Konalo te reo I mai a rātau, wā mātou tamariki mokopu. Iti noe hokai te kōrero I te reo, wā mātou tamariki mokopu.
Toko hia te hunga e kōrero Māori ana ki konei, ki roto minginui o te whaiti?
Kona pākake pēr.
Toko hia koutou?
E whae rima pēr, mātau. Koe nā noe. He muki te kaina. He muki te kaina.
Are mai rā, piki mai rā, ki runga i tēnei marae, te manuhiri whakaeke, haere mai rā.
I pērā rawa te kino i tērā tau i pāterehu ōtata ki te koroua nei. I aia e tira hāna i te hōhipera i rotorua, ka mate tētahi o ana whanaunga, ka haria mai ki konei ki murumuru ngā marae, kua puehu te pae.
Ka runa ko hinga, me taku mōhi o kāre he hoa mō nā kuia nei, mō nā kuia te kaina. Ho e no, ka tani rā urutu i taku moena i te hōhipera.
E ai ki a kohiti nuna anua nei tēnei āhua. I aia e tamariki ana ko te reo Māori anake i rangona.
E mōhio nei, tāua i te wae, e pakeke haere ana roto i te mārua. Haruru ana te reo. Pēnei nā manu e haere. Tērā tāri tēnei, nā kereru. O pērā te reo. I noho hea wā tātou tīpuna, runei nā marae. Kia noho, te pai, te whāngai te reo. Te chaki tamariki mokopuna. Koina te pai te pērā i te hoki mai i nā marae noho ai. I ako hia koe i tō reo i te kaina. Ne, tūturo, e nā tikana, te kaua, o rune te marae.
Heoi kua puehu ngā marae, kua puehu hoki ngā kōhanga reo e rua o te takiwā. Aha kua he koni i te 1,300 kainoho mai mingi nui ki matahina, ko te kutanga kai te mau ki te reo, ko te rahinga hei tā kohiti kua whai kē i ngā mahi kēnge.
He māharahara o, kai ngaro, rawātu te reo?
Te hara kua kia tū wā mātou mokopuna, e runei nā whare o Ngāti whare. Mau taima nai te whakatū kāina i raro, i koneki, pēnā kāre he reo. Ko here ni hoki tērā reo, tō tāua reo i nāia nei, ne? Ne, ko here ni. Te mihi tuatahi ki tō tātou kaihana.
Heoi i te tāmatetanga o te reo ki hai te koroua i te aro ki te takahi tikanga, kia ora ai te tikanga.
Mā nā teko hai kōreo, kāo. Ki ana waku pāpā waku korou, kau e tukuna mā te whare, hai kōrero i nā manuhiri. Tukuna mā nā koroua kuia hai poi te reo, waina nui nā tamariki, waina nui ta hāpuri. Taha i wā mātou tamariki mokopuna. E hia ana i te haramai. Tō mātou taha i te ako te reo. Kāore aku me aku tangi mō koutou. Ngāti whare. Hoki mai te wākaini, ia mau te kuia nei. He nui nā mahi, kai waina ni a mātau. Hai oti, hai whakaoti. Te whenua, e takoto nei.
E mihi kauana kia kohiti tai atu ki te kuiara kia Mereru Mason. Let's hope that iwi heeds the call. After the break, a love story between one of New Zealand's famous singers, Hinera Katari, and her daughter, Hinera Katari. Our final story pays tribute to a young woman who has defied all the odds. 21 years ago, Hinera Katari, the daughter of world-famous singer Hinera Katari, was born with severe cerebral palsy. Since then, she's not only inspired her mum, but a music centre to help children and adults with disabilities was created in her honour. Here is Hinera Katari.
It's an extraordinary celebration today of Hinera Katari's 21 years and all the people that she's affected. We're extremely happy to be celebrating this special day with whānau and friends. It was really tough at times. You know, when she was born, we weren't really expecting her to survive for very long. We spent a lot of time in hospital in those early years. As a mum, she has taught me to understand life a lot better. She has an amazing resilience, and she has taught me to draw on strengths that I didn't know I had.
She's amazing, you know, that she's defied all odds, you know, for her life or expectations, and yeah, she's just such a strong character, and you know, had great support around her, of course.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
My name is Tania. I am Hinera Katari's caregiver. I've been with her for coming up 17 years.
Okay. Well, that looks like it there, kiddo.
We go to school together, get up to mischief together. I like to encourage her to be who she should be.
Oh, nice.
For me, her reaching 21, or just coming to 21 is like, yeah, you know, you can overcome anything. And she has.
You've been in the background much too long. Blackbird. Happy birthday, Papa.
We kind of realised about a year ago that we could look at shifting home to Kahungunu. Two of the caregivers wanted to shift down with us. Tania, who's been with us for 17 years nearly, and you know, she would have been horrified to have been left behind.
There was no way they were leaving me behind.
Also, Shirley has left a family in Auckland, 2 children and a husband, who she goes back to visit for long stretches. But it's truly amazing, the level of devotion and commitment to Hinera Katari, and we're very blessed to have their support for raising our daughter.
My mind, my heart, I thank
It's an amazing way to learn about someone differently, and so much that you take for granted has to be put to the side so that you can fully appreciate and understand someone who isn't able to speak. But she is a truly wonderful human being, and we feel very blessed to have her in our lives.
Yes, I know Heavenly Father loves me. A special honor for our girl, Hinera Katari, and underneath on either side is the loving and devoted embrace of George and I. And here's Hinera Katari really spreading her wings now that she's 21. Happy birthday, Hinera Katari. Happy birthday to you.
Me te rea harihuri tau e ko. A kātia Native Affairs ki konei mō tēnei wiki. You'll find links to all of tonight's stories and interviews on Facebook as well as on Twitter at Native Affairs TV. And you can re-watch all of your favourite Native Affairs programs on the Māori Television website. Keep it real, keep it native. Pō mana hau.